And the goodies and goodies, finally the episode of Chaya is finally getting out. And we have Mr. Keshav Suri, the executive director of all Lala Group of Hotels, the brainchild of Kirisu Kiriko, Paris Hilton of India, and the mother of all drag queens. With his husband, Mr. Cyril, the founder of Chronocare Cosmetics, because we all need to keep our faces intact. We need to be fresh and fabulous.
Hit it! That's what I'm talking about.
Wait! Okay, now, from the beginning.
Hit it, boys.
The first episode I have with me is Keshav Suri and Cyril.
Don't try the last name.
Feuillebois. Whatever.
Don't even try the last name. I don't know it yet. and I'm married. Okay.
I would say the fabulous gay couple of India. So that's the title that I'm going to like.
Oh, darling, we're international.
Gay?
We're multi-country.
We're gay?
Okay, do you want to be known as
Gay? That's awful. No. Oh my God, yes. Well, fabulous, I don't know. But couple, yes.
Not as fabulous as you, darling.
Thank you. But this episode is about you guys, so that's what we are looking at.
It's a fabulous topic. Yes. Let's start.
You know it's going to be trouble, right?
So the first question is to Keshav. You said something about a no to a big fat Indian wedding. Why? Yeah. Why? What is the reason behind it? Was it Section 377? Was it something else?
A little bit. I think it may be a mix of Section 377, it not being, well, now it's of course read down, but at that time it wasn't. Mm-hmm. And also a little bit of, do I want to put myself really out there? I think a big fat Indian wedding can be just an ostentatious, awful display of wealth. Mm-hmm. If I did something, it had to be meaningful.
Right.
And so I think a smaller, more meaningful wedding that actually would be happy for both of us. Something that people that would actually matter, because sometimes in a big fat Indian wedding you have like thousands of people that just turn up and you don't even get to say hi to anybody.
And you'll have a fake smile plastered always.
I mean, you know that, right? And I think that a wedding should mean something, and then a gay wedding should mean something even, you know, bigger than that. And I think it's bigger than having how many people turned up at your wedding. It should be, we can call it a big fat Indian wedding, but it should be an intimate wedding. It should be a wedding that everyone knows each other, and again is happy for us. How many out of these 3,000 people would we even know if we had a big fat Indian wedding? Well, they were genuinely happy for us, or they're just coming there to show face. Right. And you know, that's basically why I said no. And of course right now we're still not anywhere close to marriage equality in this country. Decriminalization is just the first step, but as you can see, the kind of pushback that we're getting from the political class and from society, where they're like, okay, we'll accept decriminalization, we're not going to accept marriage. And then already I've rubbed my marriage on everyone's face, and then to have a giant wedding. Well, actually, it's, you know, now that you mentioned it, maybe I should think about it and bring all the homophobes and invite them and be like,
on their faces.
Yeah, I think maybe.
Yeah, because like right now they kind of like taken aback, and they think that we are doing something which is out of the extraordinary. They like, I have like people still going from saying normal to abnormal, and I'm like, why are you putting those words to us, equating those words to us?
Well, I'm happy being abnormal. There's nothing normal about me. Freaks. Yeah, I know. And the other thing is that I don't want so many people trying to come and upstage me at my wedding. You know, when you do invite so many people, then there is a possibility that somebody is going to be more caked out than me.
Well, I'm
Why
there.
else do you think I married him?
Well, I'm there. So,
Would you like an Indian, big fat Indian wedding?
no. Happy with small wedding. Small, intimate
wedding.
just with close friends. That, therefore, you can maybe treat better than if you were putting all this for 3,000 people.
Right.
So, makes more sense. You want to be a special moment.
How did you guys meet? Like, if love at first sight, so where was the whole meeting?
We met at the hotel at 2 in the morning. I went to a party of someone, I will not tell the name, but it was really boring. I won't tell the name. And I met Neha, a best friend, who is the lawyer who did also the 377 petition. And so she took me to this party. I was like, I don't know you, you look crazy, you want to take me a place I don't know, to meet people I don't know, let's go. And then I was sitting there. And
Voila.
et voila.
Anyway,
But
was it
yeah,
love at first sight?
Love at first sight.
Really?
Yeah.
Not for me. I was joking. Of course it was.
And how was it like pre Section 377 judgment and post? Like, what is the whole, like, see, I was like, for me, I was sitting in my like my parents' dining room and I started crying just by seeing what just happened. Like, my heart was beating fast, and the moment I got to know, I just started crying. So what was it between both of you? Like, how did you feel?
So most of it, I was very proud of Keshav to do that, because it's a big thing to do it. It is a big thing, and he did that because one day I told him also.
Yeah,
one day we were in the thing, and he was like, and I was like, but what did you do? Yeah. What did you do? You did nothing.
So how it started was that we were having this. We've had a lot of, and still do have a lot of arguments about whether we should live in India, whether we should live in France. He has many of times, paranoia that he's, even though we haven't been harassed, I agree with him, but but that doesn't stop you from having a paranoia that you could be harassed. That doesn't stop you from having the paranoia that you are a gay couple living in a gated community where we stay in Delhi, and that, somebody or the other takes offense to us, or the fact that I have over 3,500 team members across the country, somebody or the other takes offense to our coupling. And that, even though yes, we do live in a bubble, but at the same time that bubble can be shattered very easily. And we've had a lot of arguments on where should we stay. Should we stay in India? Should we stay in France? Because there's an opportunity there. And this happened when we were arguing, and I was like, we should stay here. We should, there is so much to do, and we were just talking about LGBTQ rights, and then he just turned around and said, "Oh, you're great for you to talk about it. What have you done in this country for it?" Because one of his arguments was that, France has legalized, marriage, and we're living in a country. This is before. I'm not talking about years ago. This is after, of course, the Supreme Court's reversal of the High Court decision in 2009. So I'm talking about 5 years ago is this continuous fight that we had, and then finally in the end he said, "What have you done about it? Okay, great for you to talk. What have you done other than just maybe hosting a night at Kiddies soon?" And I said, "Bitch, I'll show you."
So Cyril, a question to you. Yes. What would you like to say to people who are afraid to embrace themselves, like in terms of their sexuality? Like, what would you like to say to them?
I would like to say that you have only one life, so you better not miss out on it. Though some people believe there are many, so I don't know, but me, I consider you have one, so don't F it up.
Yes.
Well, it's a short time you have here, so
Yes.
better get the best of it.
Come on, Mama Ru.
Oh, some more tea is coming. It's a tsunami of tea.
Now to Keshav, who gave you the courage to come out?
No, so who gave me, I think, see, my parents were exceedingly fearless, so I think that they also were, at least my father was an extremely determined person and was very, very headstrong and very pig-headish. And I think that my somehow their conviction sort of gave me my courage and my headstrongness, and for me to be able to also, you know, come out of the closet. I have to also say that my cousin, who is who I will not say his name, but he's gay, was a massive influence in my life. He's older than me, though. If I would say that in front of him, he would burn me. He's as old as Cyril.
I think I know this person.
Yeah, I think you do. And I think another person that was that sort of, you know, because when you had somebody else in your family already who is queer, and there's nothing more queer. I mean, if that's, I know that's wrong English or oxymoronic, but there's nothing, you know, crazier than him. And I think he's another person who I don't really mention much, and you know, he's also very private and doesn't like it. But I think was other than my parents was my cousin as well that gave me the courage to. I mean, it's a queer family. Let's put it that way. We are a very queer family, very queer friendly family as well, and yeah.
And I think that's where it all starts with family, and that's when it goes to the next step. Yeah.
I'm so lucky that I had him in my life, and I still have him in my life, you know, because honestly, he sort of paved the way for a lot of what I can do, without, you know, being as in your face about it as I am. But whatever I've heard, he's heard it much worse. Yeah, he is the one who had the fight and stood by and probably faced more discrimination even from my own family, within the family, and that made it easier for me to be here.
Okay. So I'm ending the first round. Now the second round is a round where each of you have to answer for the other one.
Oh, I love this. That's interesting.
Okay, so I'm going to be shameless and I'm going to look at the answers. So, I'm sorry, questions.
Answers? We already have the answers.
So, what attracted him about you first, looks or personality? So, Keshav.
I have to answer for Cyril?
Yeah.
Personality, I guess.
You, Cyril.
Looks.
Okay, who would play him in a movie of his life? Keshav.
He's not alive anymore, but Freddie Mercury would have played Cyril because Freddie Mercury looks a lot like.
I told you, I remember.
So Freddie Mercury.
And
Who
would play him like in a movie of his life?
God, that's a tricky question. And I don't remember any actor ever. I'm a disaster.
Who said it has to be an actor?
Can be anybody.
Can be anybody.
Oh.
I'd say actor.
Yeah.
Oh, then I would
Yeah.
definitely take the cousin that we were speaking about because he would do him very well for sure.
You would take him? He's not famous. Name a famous person.
No, I would go for someone who knows you very well.
Yes, no, name a famous person.
A famous.
I guess nobody can do me like me.
Ah, so you have to cast
I'll
him
answer
with
for you, my
Yeah,
darling.
yeah.
Cast
Let's go for that.
I mean, you know,
Works.
you can try.
It
but
works. No, I'm pretty sure it will work out. What is the one thing apart from you that he did save in a fire? Now go with Cyril.
That he would save in a fire.
Yeah, apart from you.
Oh, you know this one.
I would say his dogs, but otherwise it would be his clutch, or his scarf, or something like this, or his phone. But probably the dog, yes. He has this fascination for these three monsters we have at home. They have absolutely no education. They are hooligan, but someone.
They are our children.
Yes.
They need to go to college. Why else do you think we're doing this? So that we can fund our dogs through university. They all want to go to Harvard.
They are so undisciplined, we could not even save them.
You know, and Harvard is
run everywhere.
expensive.
It's expensive.
And then for dogs, it's even more expensive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Another question to you, Keshav.
What would he say other than me?
Yeah.
Well, I was going to actually say that he was going to say Apple TV is what I would say more than the dogs.
True, that's one also.
You know, and I think he would save his laptop.
Okay.
His life is on his laptop.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Work is there usually. Everybody's working.
Oh, and many other
Many
things.
other things on his laptop.
Everything.
And his Dries Van Noten fabulous clothes.
Yeah. Yeah. I would
They
say
would
that
save
also.
those, yeah.
Okay.
And maybe 1 or 2 paintings.
That's a lot of things, right? Yeah.
And the cigarette.
We had one thing. Oh my God, the sun is
Laptop. Fine, laptop.
Okay. Who's more experimental sexually?
I'm a virgin.
Oh my God, even that you could say that with a straight face. Nobody believes you.
The answer is That was the answer.
I think he would probably be more experimental, but I think we both are very kinky actually. So I think it'll be almost at the same levels. It can become it used to be a competition as to who could get worse.
Oh God.
It's true. It's true.
Next question.
Okay. If you have an argument, who's usually the first to apologize? First to you.
Him. But because he is also the worst.
True.
Because he has been saying so horrible things that
Yeah, I can push.
no.
I can push things. So I can push boundaries and envelopes. Clearly. And so I can press his button.
the right button.
And then I realize that I've really crossed the line. So that I do have to apologize first. Yes.
Okay. So next one. Which song does he dedicate to you? Cyril.
Oh, that's easy. Somewhere only we know.
Oh.
My king.
By King.
And you? Like, what did he dedicate?
Your makeup is terrible by Alaska 5000.
That's a good song.
It is a great song.
What is the strangest gift that he's bought for you?
Oh, but then a giant butt plug.
Okay.
But it was so big. It was like in glass almost. So I was like, would you want it to break
It was not a butt plug, it was a Christmas tree from a designer.
It was a butt plug. And it was in glass. And how can you have a butt plug in glass? Because that will just, imagine if it broke.
That was a Christmas tree from a designer.
He says it was a Christmas tree. It was a butt plug made out of glass.
And what did he give to you?
Syphilis? No, I'm joking.
Herpes. Herpes? Herpes, yes. Herpes we gifted each other.
No, it's a beautiful present. There was nothing weird, in fact.
A slap. It's free. It's your favorite thing.
No, there was nothing weird. No, it's a beautiful present.
Oh.
I mean, one thing is doing right?
I think we'll keep the syphilis.
Okay. Okay, the next round is Never Have I Ever with Chai. So I'm going to say a statement, and if you have done it, then you have to drink the chai. I'm going to drink it. Just keep it next to you.
We've done a lot of things, you know that.
You know, it's just physical exercise is difficult.
And if
for
I've
me.
done just a little, I can have a little cap because I have two size caps.
Anything is fine.
Things closer to me.
The question is, or the statement is, woken up next to someone I didn't recognize.
Many times it happens every morning.
Every morning.
I have amnesia and selective dementia and and Alzheimer's. It runs in my family. Who are you? Where are we?
I don't know.
Oh.
Met someone on a dating app.
Oh, many. I mean, darling, what are these amateur questions? I'll finish my tea.
Yeah, soon we'll have no more tea.
Ask something hardcore. Have we peed on each other? Yes.
You mean golden showers? Is that
Of
what
course.
checked out my husband without him noticing.
What do you mean?
Like you are not noticing him, but he's checking you out.
Ah. Every day.
It's the other way around. She meant that I'm looking somewhere else and you are checking me out every day.
Yeah, every day.
Pretended to cook when the food was ordered from outside.
I won't even do that because he's done that many times. Firstly, I know exactly when those times.
Okay, for the one who came at home, I do cook. Not all the time.
But I don't even make the effort anymore to pretend to even go into the kitchen.
He doesn't even know where the kitchen is, so I don't know what's.
I want a divorce.
Okay, so that's the end of this round. Okay. Before we wrap up the whole interview, I want to know when you guys were married, were there any controversies that you both faced? And maybe you can just spill chai on it.
Well, can I get this one first? All yours. I mean, there was a lot of talk about, especially why did I need to proclaim that I'm married? Why rub it on society's face? Why rub it in, media's face? And then I was like, but why do you rub your face on my face every day? I mean, God has given you such a hideous face inside and out. Why are you showing that? So if I'm okay with seeing your face in media and around and the internet, then you should be okay about me getting married. I think, rubbing my sexuality on somebody's face is something that I was born to do. Ask my parents, Wearing my sexuality on my sleeve and how I wear my thing is something that I will continue to do. If you don't like it, look the other way. And
just look the other way.
Flip the channel, look the other way. Don't
Absolutely.
have to.
Don't be sadistic with yourself.
Yeah, if you're that, again, I mean, what if you can look at yourself in the mirror every day and not gag and have a vomit reflex, then you can look at something as pretty as us in the newspaper.
So we come to the end of Chaya with Maya, and would you like to say some closing remarks?
Thank you so much. It's lovely. It was really lovely.
I'm happy that you were part of this. So it's really, really amazing that you're part of it.
You're amazing.
Oh.
That's the moment you say I'm amazing.
You're too amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Did you not get her rider? Compliment. Question, compliment.
Product placement. www.chronoca.com.
Maya, thank you for this. We love you. You know that, right? We both love you and we are so proud of you and so happy for all that you're doing. And I'm so happy that you're doing this. And I'm just wish only good things and bigger things in your future, as big as Maka.
Can we include this?
Yes! And a fat person can call another fat person fat. It's you skinny people who cannot. That's discrimination.
Yeah. So I can't.
No, you cannot.
No, anymore.
So yeah, but thank you. This was amazing. It's probably the best interview we've ever done. Yeah! Ever. I mean, we barely get to do interviews together because nobody really likes you. But, What? I'm joking. I'm reading. But when we do...
Isn't he a charm?
Nah. Done? Okay. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you for allowing us to be with our madness.